Cleveland, Ohio is the scene for the Spurs. The skill to play outside, the strength to bang in the paint. 6'8" forward Harrison Barnes ready to use both as they prepare for the Cavaliers. Spurs, Cavs, up next. We're back in a moment.
They say revenge is a dish that's best served cold. The good, young, we all grow old. In a world where you never defeat you, and if he cries wolf, you can never believe him. Easy to say, so they say. Be a good boy, Johnny. Don't you ever play with? So they say, so they say. You gotta crawl before you fucking walk before you. So they say.
Welcome to Thursday Night Basketball on 2K Sports. Glad to have you along. Here with the greats, Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill. I'm Brian Anderson, and Allie LaForce, our reporter. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Keldon Johnson.
And when you look at his offensive output over the past few years, it seems like other teams have figured him out and have his number now. He's having to put in a lot more effort on the offensive end, but without producing nearly the same results.
Here's the starting group for the San Antonio Spurs. Paul and Castle comprise the backcourt. At forward, we'll see Vassell slot in next to Barnes. And it's Biyombo in at the center position. And for the Cavaliers, Mitchell on the wing with Strus. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. And it's Garland in at point guard. And the Spurs start out with the ball. All right, Grant, coming down to the final few games now. This playoff push sure will be interesting.
Oh, no doubt. And I'm looking forward to it, B.A. The teams trying to make the playoffs will be going all out. And that kind of intensity in these games will be fun to watch.
Now here's Strus. Outside Garland. And he drops it in from the low post.
Oh, going inside and fighting for the bucket. That's what you want. You want a person that's going to fight for those inches.
Back to Vassell. Six to shoot. The wide open shot is on the money. About a minute played here so far in the first. And the 11th pick in 2020. Devin Vassell was drafted for his defense, but Richard, his shot creation has come a long way.
Yeah, he's very comfortable handling and operating in the mid-range. One of his best ranges. He's moved past that 3 and D tag, and he's showing he can do so much more.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Bismack Biyombo, his first personal, first team foul. At the line for Cleveland,
One shot.
Donovan Mitchell, one shot.
Mitchell, no good on the free throw. Well, the recent success of the Cavs has centered around their defense, RJ.
Well, if you want a chance to contend, you're going to have to be able to defend. Their coach embodies that, and so does their personnel, specifically their front court.
Here's Vassell. Off target with the 3. Vassell's gone 1 for 3 on the night. Mitchell finds Garland. Outside Strus. Fires in the triple.
Yeah, Garland is good at finding his guys out there. He's selfless with the ball.
The Spurs have gone 1 for 3 so far. Pass to Castle. Back to Paul. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Now here's Mobley. Coming in off 21 points in his last outing. To the paint. Yes, and a nice assist from Garland. Garland's got 3 assists tonight.
Look at Garland drawing the defense's attention just to give it away.
And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Since drafting Wembanyama, the Spurs have looked like a team that gets better every game, RJ.
And they're still so young. They're learning the intricacies of the game and how to play with each other. But you can tell things are coming together, and the future looks bright.
And he makes a first. Grant, the Cavs making the playoffs the last 2 years. A big deal in Cleveland.
Well, outside of years with LeBron on the roster, they hadn't made the postseason since 1998. But this group of Cavaliers are making their own history now.
Hunter's checked in for Cleveland. Okoro comes in for Strus. So he makes one of two, and the second one misses. Okay, RJ, we all know how luck comes into play in the NBA. The Spurs have had great lottery luck.
Yeah, winning the first pick 3 times, drafting David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and Victor Wembanyama. I don't know, but I would be really upset if I was all of those other teams to miss out on those big guys.
The Cavaliers lead by 4. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. The coach knows that defending against Chris Paul can be maddening, especially for players. He said he stressed to his guys to not reach or stick their arms out, saying, quote, once you do that, Chris will rip through or create contact. Before you know it, you're in foul trouble. We've seen Paul do that many times before. Back to you, Brian.
And Allie, thanks. And Greg Popovich has called timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. For the Cavaliers, Evan Mobley, he's checked in for Allen, and Jerome subbed in for Mitchell. Here's Barnes. He had 9 points in his last time out. Paul against Mobley. Mobley with the block.
Sensational swat from Mobley. I love how hard he goes on the defensive end.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
And it's Paul with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. 8-point game. And this matchup with the Cavaliers, it's their first meeting of the season. Here's Johnson. And all around the rim that time before dropping.
He's becoming a more potent offensive threat. When Johnson is catching and firing, it helps him get into a rhythm.
Now Hunter. Mobley on a screen. 3-pointer off the mark. And so it's Cleveland with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Just pounding the painted area. That's helped them build an advantage. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Cleveland?
The ball movement has been outstanding so far. They've come out of the gate looking for that extra pass.
And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on. Not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
Cleveland leading by 6. So on the floor for San Antonio. Johnson is at the 3 with Sohan down at the 4. Then it's Harrison Barnes, and it's Bassey in at the 5, down low. Pushing it up now. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
A little raw skill-wise, but Sohan has that rare physical traits and a tremendous upside.
Now here's Mobley. You know, his stats have been solid, averaging around 18.5 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Thompson right side. Mobley passes to Okoro. Here's Jerome. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Jerome's got 5 points. Well, Grant, with all the parity and competition in the league today, there's still those teams piling up losses.
Yeah, B.A., and with teams like the Thunder excelling, it's Almost like youth is no longer an excuse, but some rebuilds take longer than others.
Pass to Mobley. Outside Hunter. Mobley, a screen on Johnson. Back to Mobley. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Mobley's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Smooth move there by Mobley off the pick, making himself a good scoring option.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys.
All right, fans, it's dance band time. Get ready to dance like everyone's watching.
A different look for Cleveland. Strus comes in for Thompson, and Garland is subbed in for Okoro. Champagny, he's checked in for San Antonio. McLaughlin comes in for Wesley. Spurs trail by 7. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Johnson inside, covered by Strus. The shot by Johnson, no good. You know, after playing as a starter most of his career, Keldon Johnson showed he can act as a sixth man if needed, Richard.
Not every player can make that switch mentally. Johnson brings the same energy as a starter as he does to the second unit. It's a great attitude on that young man.
Here's McLaughlin. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, there's a lot of room for growth for the Spurs, even with their rising star, Victor Wembanyama, who said, "I know it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time before we contend for a title. I'm ready for anything and ready to sacrifice. I'm patient, but I'm not wasting time." Brian, plenty of motivation.
Chasing greatness is what they're doing, Allie. Now here's Strus. Checking his stats, he's scoring around 9.5 points per game. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Cleveland shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Cavaliers. Ty Jerome. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. Mitchell's checked in for Evan Mobley. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
Outside Paul. Pass to Vassell. From downtown. Buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game.
Great setup for Vassell, who does not waste the chances to get off a quick shot.
Outside Mitchell. From behind the arc. From outside. Mitchell is good.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Paul finds Barnes. It's good. The assist that time from Paul. Paul's got 3 assists in the game.
Such a good facilitator. If your defense makes a mistake, Paul will find the open man.
Now here's Hunter. He's scoreless. Outside Strus. Knocks it down from distance. And the Cavaliers lead by 10.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Castle. Hunter with the rebound.
Well, you gotta miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
Pass to Garland. Hunter on the wing. Over Barnes. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Cleveland earning this break in the action. Up 10. Getting lots of great looks. Shooting it well. That's why they're up. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks. I'm here with Coach Popovich. And, Pop, I know you're not happy with the first half. They've taken the fight to you thus far. How do you take it back?
Yeah, they've been the aggressive team. I think we played really soft so far. Really pathetic defensive performance.
Coach, hopefully more toughness from your team in the second half. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Allie. And we'll be coming right back after this break, ready for the third quarter.
Thanks for tuning in. Welcome. A clinic in execution so far, as it's been a dominant showing for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Everything they touch on the offensive end right now is turning to goal. It makes life easy when most of your play calls are working.
Yeah, they came in with the right approach, and the execution, spectacular. All right, and now that we are in the later stages of the season, here's how the standings are looking in the East.
You look at Cleveland, they've been phenomenal. All the lofty predictions, the expectations, they've all come true. Now comes the hardest part, the postseason. Every team is going to be gunning for them.
Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. We've seen Donovan Mitchell really having a great game.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
Strus at small forward with Mobley next to him. Garland and Mitchell, the talented 1 and 2. And it's Allen in at the center position, locking down the middle. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. And Richard, thinking about Donovan Mitchell, he just has a total impact on the game.
It's crazy to think that he's in the prime of his career, but every single year he continues to get better. I still think there are more levels for him to go.
That free throw is good for Mitchell. And we know Donovan Mitchell is a superb scorer. But Grant, what do you think he's focused on at this point of his career?
Well, B.A., it's all about championships for him. This is a guy that doesn't just want to be seen as an elite player. He really wants to compete for titles, too.
Both free throws good for Mitchell.
We talked about the guys who play bigger than their listed size, and Donovan Mitchell is at the top of that list.
Outside Barnes. Pass to Castle. Here's Vassell. He drops it from range. Vassell's got his third bucket of the night.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Now here's Mitchell. 9 points in the game. Rebounded by Castle. Ball against Strus. Down low. Biyombo. And Biyombo slams it home.
One of the best passers of all time. Paul relishes setting the pace and finding his open teammates.
Garland, the pass to Mobley. The 3 from Mitchell sends it home from three-point land. Mitchell's got 12.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Look at the stats for Donovan Mitchell.
And he's had a rough past 5 games. He's had trouble finding his offensive rhythm and just hasn't been as effective as he'd like to be on that end. But this is something all players go through, and I'm sure he'll fight his way back. Cavaliers on D.
Outside Paul. Pass to Biyombo. Here's Vassell. Driving in. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. Strus has got 4 rebounds now. Outside Mitchell. Launches it. And Cleveland another 3.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Biyombo with it. Pass to Paul. Here's the 3. Strus grabs the miss. Strus has got 5 rebounds in the game. Now Garland. It's rebounded by Biyombo. And so it's Paul who brings up the ball for San Antonio. Trailing by 13. Vassell passes to Barnes. Sinks it from distance. Barnes has got 5 points.
He's a dangerous shooter from deep. Barnes can hit some big shots out there.
Grant, compared to some of the flashier scorers, Devin Vassell has a more workmanlike approach.
Yeah, he can quietly drop a big game on you. He doesn't draw attention with stylish plays and big circus shots. He just grinds it out by finding his looks. He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Barnes passes to Vassell. There's a screen by Biyombo. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Vassell has no conscience behind the arc. He will not hesitate to get it up.
Outside Strus. Back to Garland. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. They'll pin that one on Harrison Barnes. And in Garland, we're looking at one of the best passers in the league, Richard.
I don't think he gets enough credit for it. He's got such a great feel for the game, the way he wiggles in and out of the lane. It is so impressive. He is such a great, confident floor leader.
First one falls for him. And Grant, when you look at Darius Garland, he has a very polished offensive game.
Absolutely. He's great at creating for himself, but also knows when to get others involved. He can score from anywhere, and he works incredibly hard on his craft.
So San Antonio ends up going with a new group. He's perfect from the line this time.
And really strong at the line since the break.
Spurs trail by 11. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Massey, the pass to Champagny. Shot clock at 5. Here's Johnson. Banked it in off the glass. Johnson's got his second basket.
It's interesting. They definitely had more three-point attempts in the first half. Not sure why they went away from it.
Mobley on a screen. Here's Hunter. And we've reached the end of the third. The Cavaliers on top, up 9. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
You can count on him to deliver a few assists like this one each and every night.
And the ability to drop your jaw with the pass is something you rarely see in this league. What a talent he is.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. All right, on the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Johnson is at the 3 with Sohan down at the 4. And it's Champagny at the shooting guard position. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Cavaliers.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
And they're also really getting it done at the free throw line. They've earned a lot of good calls and are making the most of every trip they get to the line tonight.
And he can't get the first one. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Wade's checked in. Wesley, he's checked in for San Antonio. He hits the second from the line. The Cavaliers lead by 8. Pass to Wade. Now here's Garland. Defense is right there. Blocked! And they recover it. Here's Jerome. Rebound San Antonio.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Even though he is capable of hitting that shot, I'd like to see him work for a better look in that situation.
Here's Garland. After the basket by San Antonio. Pass to Hunter. From outside the arc. Can't hit that one.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Garland against Johnson. Spurs need to get one up here. Here's Sohan. Three-pointer, no good. And so it's Garland who brings up the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Here's Champagny. And he gets it to go.
This is when your interior D has to be on high alert.
The Cavaliers lead by 4. And Kenny Atkinson has called a timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan.
Let's give it up for your Cavs powerhouse dance team.
And a different look for Cleveland. Jared Allen, he's checked in for Wade. Mobley comes in for Hunter. And Mitchell subbed in for Jerome. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, over the break, I did listen in on Kenny Atkinson's huddle. He told them, no time to celebrate. The work is not finished. We've got to stick with it and keep growing what we've got here. Words of wisdom for his squad. Back to you.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Now here's Garland.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:57 left in the fourth quarter here. They grab their own miss. And Biyombo with the block. Paul looking it over. Out to the wing. Here's Castle. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. And now just a 2-point Cleveland lead.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Yeah, it's clear why they go to him in these moments.
That was unbelievable!
Wow. Now that is a finish for the ages.
Oh, doing damage above the rim. That was our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. There's 1:34 left in the fourth. Here's Castle. There's a screen by Biyombo with the drive. Ooh, stolen by Allen. Fast break Cleveland. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell showing some muscle.
Right now, this is what you want to see. Mitchell playing without hesitation and just taking quality shots.
Here's Castle. And that one drops.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period. Oh, Donovan Mitchell, huge bucket. That man is fearless.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances.
On the court now is your hot squad. Get loud and let them hear it. Fans, get loud. Great defense to turn your way if you're in the Cavs Sunday. Basketball ball here to the best in the NBA. Let's get loud.
There's 53 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. He hits the first one, and that brings him within 5. And so he hits both.
Those are big free throws. Now they need some defensive stops.
And so they foul intentionally. Pass to Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Big Jared Allen outshining the bright lights.
There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Castle. Checked by Mitchell. Money!
Now, I know he makes it look easy, but it takes incredible physical tools to pull that off.
Athleticism and explosion. And they go to the intentional foul.
At the line for your Cavaliers with 2 shots, Darius Garland.
So the first one drops, and that puts him up 5. And he hits both free throws here, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Taking full advantage of his opportunities at the line to extend their lead.
And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. And we've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Ball against Garland. Inside. Pass to Castle. Takes the 3. Oh, gets the 3 to fall.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone until someone stops him. Just let him roll.
And a smart choice right there. I mean, you can't allow them to just drain the clock.
2 shots.
Ooh, he doesn't hit the first. That was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he's able to hit the second one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. Vassell outside. The 3 from Barnes. And so it's the Cavaliers who come out on top. Boy, a hard-fought game. They did a great job of holding on to the lead at the end.
Yeah, get the coffee, because that's the way to close. You're going to face some obstacles in the game. They overcame every one.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian.